Hi there, this is William from Virtue Communications, and today I'll be discussing how to do basic content management for your website. First things first, so all we have to do is log in. So we're going to simply append a /user at the end of our URL. And perfect. And now I'm going to enter in my admin credentials. Yours will probably be different in this login. Great. So the first thing we'll notice is that a new taskbar at the top has loaded, and this is your basic Drupal management menu bar. It lets you do such things as adding content, finding content, changing where pages are, the certain block regions, and so on. All of which will be discussed later. Right now, we'll go through just simple content management. Basically, how do we find content? There is a couple ways of doing this. You can basically find content by actually finding it in the search, or actually looking all over the menu system for each individual page, or going to content at the top. Now, the content at the top lets you see all the content that currently exists in your website. You can sort by status, whether it's published or not, by type, whether it's an article, a basic page, a blog, a rotating banner, or schools. The schools content type is by far the most important, as it relates to all the 135 schools for AFN. The basic page is for just regular static pages, pretty much the same thing for articles. And a blog is basically just for personal blog posts that are linked to a certain view, which will again be explained later. Let's say right now we want to edit a certain node or page. Basically, you can just find which one you'd like to edit inside the content search screen, and you can just click edit here, or sometimes often an easier way is to, once you're on a page you want to edit, say for example FAQ, we can go to edit on the actual node, which is very convenient. And now you'll notice that what pops up is a nice little overview screen where you can enter in your title, you can enter in your body, you can even use the standard what you see is what you get editor, such akin to Microsoft Word, that lets you basically add bold, underlines, formatting, certain quotes, tabbing, and if you want to, you can get more options if you switch to the full HTML, which gives you quite a lot more bang for your buck. And we have translation settings, which we'll go through a little bit later. But overall, it's pretty straightforward in order to find content. Should you actually wish to add new content, all you have to do is go to Add Content. Again, fairly straightforward. And you can choose which content type you would like to use, all of which pretty good descriptions explaining what they are. Let's say, for example, we'd like to just add a blog entry. All you have to do is simply enter in your title, your body, and then you can go save. There is a lot more options than that. You can specify how you want the URL to actually look. This will be the path that people will actually use to get to this page. You can specify whether you want comments on it, and pretty much whether you want this to be promoted to the front page or always sticky to the top of lists. You can preview it before you click save. Also, this article was already created. You can delete it too by going to this screen. Now, besides that, there is maybe one other important thing to talk about, and that is blocks. Everything you see, sorry, I'm highlighting more, but this region here, and this region here, and this region, they're all blocks. In fact, there's blocks in a lot of places on this website. The search is a block. This region here is a block. And basically, how do you edit these block regions that aren't pages? All you have to go to is Structure, Blocks. And great, we can now see all the blocks that are currently enabled on our site and all the disabled ones as well. You'll notice sidebar second, this is all the blocks that were on this side of the screen. Basically, Facebook collaboration, Facebook invite, Facebook livestream, and FacePile. Again, fairly straightforward to manipulate these. You can choose to delete them, configure what's inside them, move them around, and you can even see where the block regions actually are for your site. So this gives you a nice overview of where each block region is and exists. Okay, and now we can talk about the menu system. The menu system again is kind of similar to blocks. There's home and Indian residential schools, history, and so on. In order to edit these or to change how they look, all you have to go to is structure again and menus. And then main menu is that region I just showed you. The other ones are probably not so much of a concern. We can actually list links inside the main menu, and you'll see there's home, Indian, and all the ones. There's also the French menus here, but these only show when you're in the French content. I'll perhaps show you that right now. All you have to do in order to switch from French to English is either when you're on a node or a node teaser, you can just click Francais, or where this block will always show up unless you just instantly switch from English to French no matter where you are. And now we're in the French side. This thing has changed to French. We can read more. You can even go back to English in here. So the node translations is again fairly straightforward. I will talk about how you would go about adding a French translation once you create your English content. So say right now we did create Welcome Indian Residential Schools community site. We're going to edit this because we wish to add French content. All we have to do is specify this language as English, and then we can just click save. So we'll just pretend this is a new content type, and then after this English one has been saved, you can go to translate, and then you can just go to French. This will be empty here, and then you can go add. I'll probably make much more sense if I do create sample content just to show you really quickly how to use it. So I'm going to go to add content, blog, sample, nothing too complicated. URL alias we'll leave alone. So language is English, we're going to save. Cool, so the blog is saved, but you notice there's no French switcher, and it's in fact crossed out here because there's no French. All we have to do is go either edit, translate, or actually just translate. And then we can go, we want to add a translation to the French side. So the title and the body automatically get populated, and you can change their info here, and then you can just go save when that is all done, and voila, we now have a duplicate wall content on each French and English. Pretty great. Well, that's going to conclude this lecture on just basic overview of Drupal. In the next one, we're going to be talking more so about map management, including management with Fusion tables and how we deal with that. Thank you very much.